Hi everyone, my name is Nam. I am a passionate Java programmer who is the founder of the website codejava.net, which is one of the most popular Java programming tutorials. My mission is help you become a good Java programmer, and today I'm going to show you how to create the first Spring MVC application using Spring Tool Suite IDE. Okay, let's start by downloading the Spring Tool Suite IDE. Go to spring.io. This is the official website of the Spring framework. Scroll down and you will find Spring Tool Suite and click on Learn More. You see, Spring Tool Suite is an Eclipse-based IDE which is customized for developing Spring application. So, if you are developing a Spring application, I strongly recommend you to use Spring Tool Suite IDE and click here to download Spring Tool Suite IDE or SDS for short. Okay, so we wait until the download finishes. Okay, so the download completed. Click here to see the downloaded file. We have a zip file. Okay, so move this file to another location. For example, maybe new folder here. SDS. Yes, here. Okay. So extract this zip file. Okay, done. And inside this bundle, SDS bundle, you see SDS hyphen 3.8.2 release. This is the installation directory of the SDS, and SDS.exe is a launcher application of the SDS IDE. So double click here to run. You see the Spring Tool Suite splash screen appears. SDS is an Eclipse-based IDE, so if you are familiar with Eclipse, you will be familiar with SDS too. For the first time, it asks for the workspace directory, so I choose another directory on my computer. No, new folder, Spring. Okay, and click OK to start the SDS IDE. Here we go. This is the default perspective of the Spring perspective of the IDE. You can see here. Okay. Now let's create our first Spring MVC application using the Spring Tool Suite IDE. Go to menu file, select new Spring MVC project. Here we enter the project name. Hello Spring MVC, and under the template section choose the Spring MVC project template. This requires downloading a zip file as shown here. Click next and enter the package for our application. Here enter the package name is net.codejava.spring and click finish. You see SDR generated the Spring MVC based project with some generated code look like this. I expand the directory structure of this project, and you can see this project is based on Maven, as there is a Maven build file bomb.xml file here. This is a Maven build for the project, and you see the Spring framework version, Spring framework dependencies here, and other dependencies. For example, login, servlet, JSP, JSTL, JMeet, etc. And you can see the problems view show some errors, but don't worry, as the project is being built. As you can see the progress shown here. The IDE is updating Maven dependencies, and we have to wait for some minutes for the update completed. Okay, the update has completed, and you see the errors have gone. Awesome. Now let's understand this Spring MVC project in details. First, we look at the Maven build file. The version used here are quite old. As you can see, Java version is only 1.6. So we update it. We need to update some technologies to their latest version. For example, Java version should be 1.8, and the Spring Framework version. To know what is the latest version of the Spring Framework, go to Spring homepage, scroll down to Spring project, click explore the project, and click Spring Framework. Here we see the latest version of Spring Framework is here, 4.3.3. So this should be 4.3.3. Okay. In addition, we need to update Servlet API and JSP for the listed versions. Here we go, Servlet API. To know the listed version of the Servlet API, you can Google Servlet API Maven, and you see the listed version is 3.1.0. Notice the artifact ID has changed, so we copy the artifact ID here and paste it here, and the version is 3.1.0. Okay, it's correct. And we do the same for the JSP API. Here we go, 2.3.1. Also copy the artifact ID. Okay, and the version is 2.3.1. 2.3.1. Okay, and click save, and Maven automatically updates the project for the listed version as we specify in the pom.xml file. Okay. Next, let's examine other project components. Look at the package explorer here, and we see under the package net.conda.spring is main controller, home controller.java. This is the main controller of this application. You see, this controller implements the home method, which set the server time to the model and return a view name home. Okay. Next, we are going to looking at the Spring configuration files. Expand the source folder main, and you see here are the Spring configuration files. The root context.xml empty. Okay. Web.xml is a web deployment descriptor file of this application. You see, it defines a listener for the web application. Is Spring context load the listener. And the servlet is a Spring dispatcher servlet. Okay. This servlet, app servlet, will handle this URL pattern or URL pattern for the application. Okay, next, we look at this generated JSP page, home.jsp. This simple JSP page use HTML to say hello world. See, and it prints the time on the server by using the STL expression. The server time variable here should match the variable set in the model. As we see here, server time, you see. From the home controller, it sends the variable server time to the view. Okay. Now we expand the app sublet directory and we see the sublet context.html file here. This is the context configuration for our Spring application. As you can see, the annotation driven method is enabled. So Spring will detect our controller automatically. Here's a controller annotated with the add controller annotation. Okay. And in this configuration, we can see normal Spring configuration for the internal resource resolver with the prefix and suffix, very familiar. And this element specifies the package name to scan Java files for the Spring framework such as its controllers. Okay. So that's it. All this generated by SDS automatically when we create a Spring MVC application. The home controller, the home.asp file, the web.xml file, the Maven view file, the Spring context configuration file, all automatically generated. So we don't have to write any code so far. Now we are going to test this Spring MVC application by deploy it on the server and run it. You know the Spring Tool Suite IDE comes with a default application server which is called Pivotal TC server developer edition, as you can see here. And move the server view here. Okay. Pivotal TC server is based on Tomcat and it is customized for running Spring applications. To deploy the application on the server, simply drag the project here. Drag the project here. Okay, you see the project has been deployed. Very simple, right? And we start the server. Yes. Check the console log. Everything seems okay. As you can see, the message server startup here. Okay. Everything is going very well, and we are ready to test our first Spring MVC web application. and switch back to our browser and type the URL of the application. We need to find the port number of the server. What is the port number? Wow. Right click and open home page. You see, we can test the application right in the IDE using the built-in browser by right click on the server view, right click on the application name and select open home page, and this is the result of our first Spring MVC application. It prints hello world using HTML and the time on the server. Okay, back to the console view. Here we see a login message here, and this message was generated by this code. You see logger.info. Okay, yeah. So our first Spring MVC application is up running successfully. Congratulations, you have created, deployed, and tested the first Spring MVC application using the Spring Tool Suite IDE. Very simple. As you can see so far, we haven't written any code try. We can copy this URL and paste it in our web browser, and it works the same. You see. Now let's modify something in the code and see what happened. Now we modify something in the controller. Date format date. For example, we modify the login message here. And the welcome home of Java programming. Okay. And next, let's modify the JSP page here. I will append the text here. Hello world Spring MVC application. Okay, and click Save All. And you see the server automatically restarted to update the change. And you see the message initialization completed. Okay, now we can refresh the home page to see. You see, our chain has been updated. Hello Spring MVC application. And look at the console. The login message has been updated also. Welcome home of Java programming. So you have completed developing a very simple Spring MVC application using the Spring Tool Suite IDE. I hope you found this video tutorial helpful. Thanks for watching.